Feast is a 2005 creature feature directed by John Gallagher. The patrons of a bar in the middle of nowhere get more than they bargained for when the building becomes besieged by a family of flesh-eating monsters. But before we get into this crude and crazy compilation, I just want to ask that if you end up enjoying this video, then please consider dropping a like and comment and maybe even subscribe, as it would really help my channel grow. So thanks. Also, there will be full spoilers ahead, but if that doesn't bother you, then grab your banana split flavoured popcorn and whip out your favourite sick bucket as we dive into the Feast Trilogy. So the movie begins with a car crash so quick we don't even know what caused it. But we'll find out later, so don't you worry. Ah, sod it, I'll just tell you now, it's the monsters. The monsters caused the crash. Which, I guess is kind of obvious really, isn't it? Then we see this car pulling into the car park of an isolated bar, and it has a somewhat questionable bumper sticker saying, "My other toy has tits." Personally, I wouldn't go around telling folk if I collected Barbie dolls, but who am I to judge? You weirdo. Oh, and we're getting freeze-frame character introductions for every single character. So, of course, I'm going to make up my own instead, cause...
You all know me. Know how I earn a living.
And here's the first one. Inside we see this cheerful soul sat at the bar. Also knocking around is...
You ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dane.
Yes, I know that.
Who else we got? Oh yeah, we've got... We ain't done yet though. Next up is... We've also got... And he's talking to the bartender, who asks Dr. Clock if it was he who stole the jar of pickled eggs from behind the bar, and he's not very good at lying.
No, I'm not saying I ever had it, but I've definitely lost it.
Think we're done with the introductions? Think again, my impatient friend. Still got a few to go, I'm afraid. Seriously though, I'm not kidding. I even took a photo of it so you can have a look. What are you doing in there, you cheeky little fucker? Oh, and who replaced the white ball on the pool table with an egg? I've got a feeling this game is going to get very messy very quickly. Upstairs in the apartment above the bar, we see this kid whose mum goes with me at 50 for an unpleasant schlam. Back downstairs and Rollins is planning on giving Pheasant a ride to Pound Town, which is where she lives, right next to Shagsborough and Nailsville. But then... Oh no! I have dropped my replica of the One Ring from Lord of the Rings! Oh, that's not the One Ring! The One Ring is gold and inscribed with Elvish! Think I'll find my own way home, thank you very much. Meanwhile, Dr. Clock is trying to steal these beer kegs and is about as sneaky as me trying to get a baking tray out of the cupboard. Then we see someone or something outside heading straight towards the bar. But what could it be? A bloodthirsty monster? Or perhaps it's just another beer-thirsty patron who's got nowhere else to drink but this shithole.
Hey. Just shut the fuck up.
Make me.
Everyone stares in surprise as he tells them the bar is about to be attacked by flesh-eating monsters. And unlike most movies, they actually believe him from the off as he's cleverly brought a dead monster's head with him as proof. So everyone says, "Well, you look like a certified monster slayer to me, fella. We're glad you're here." Well, I hate to burst your bubble, folks, but in a few seconds I'm going to get pulled out of the window and have me head bitten off. Yeah, I know, it's gonna suck, but hang on a minute, that's the same joke you did when Smule gets eaten in Deep Blue Sea. You're repeating jokes! I demand a refund! A refund? Ken, I haven't asked you for any money since ever! And if you're not a fan of me repeating jokes, then why the hell don't you come up with something? Eh? Alright, I will. Here goes. Oh, fiddlesticks! I have perished prematurely due to an unexpected decapitation. How was that? Actually, that wasn't bad, Ken. Good job. Oh, thank you. Can I do some more? No. So Action Man is deader than a dodo and his corpse squirts blood all over Pheasant like a gory hosepipe. Then this lady walks in asking where her husband is. Oh, he's over by the window, but he's a bit shorter than you might remember. But there's no time to mourn as the monsters are trying to break in. And oh no! One of them's punched through Monobrow and given him a bad case of the wibbles. So he's a goner. Then this tiny monster bursts in and starts darting around the joint faster than the camera can keep up with it. Misery Squared tries to shoot it but misses because of alcohol accuracy. Before the wee bugger zips past her, cutting her leg off, which leaves her thinking, damn it, I knew I shouldn't have had that last beer. I was already tipsy, but now I'm legless. But that little shit ain't done with its savagery just yet, as it somehow rips off Ray and Soylent Ben's face in one fell swoop. He tries to save face by not complaining about it, but he needs to face the truth, and the truth is, he no longer has a face. Oh, and then Bart Ender accidentally shoots him, before looking up to find it rogering a Buck's head on the wall, which is downright obscene, and comically entertaining to boot. Bart shoots it off and it lands in the icebox, which Bongo shuts trapping the little bugger. The beasties outside cease their assault too, so everything calms down for a bit, and we get another freeze frame for Action Man's wife.
Beer me.
And geez, somebody doesn't know how to pour a pint properly. Talk about head. So me at 50 comes downstairs and they show him the severed monster head Action Man turned up with.
That's definitely one for the wall.
I put it up next to the spunky book and the trout anglerfish combo. Speaking of which, the kid's mum remembers that she left him in the closet upstairs, so everyone rushes up there only to find one of the monsters eating him, which was a foolish thing for it to go and do because it is severely allergic to kids, so it sicks all over Dr. Clock. For ages. The kid's mum is understandably distraught as you would be. I mean, look at those curtains. They're ruined. Dr. Clock tries to get himself cleaned up and sounds like me when I tried Marmite for the first time. Our very bloody Pheasant tries to get herself cleaned up too, but in front of Bongo and Lieutenant Dan, who can't help but stare at her. What are you two staring at? You're kidding, right? BME wants to make sure no more beasties gets in and says,
Let's lock this place down.
But I haven't got any locks left. I put them all on me shed 'cause that's where I keep most of me guns, eh? Oh, you meant it as a figure of speech, didn't you? Oh, I'm sorry. So they barricade all the doors and windows, but then that bastard in the box starts kicking up a fuss again.
We have to kill this thing.
He manages to punch a hole in the box, so the kid's mum sticks her shotgun in it and turns the tiny tosser into Swiss cheese. How do you like that, you little shit? On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm dead. Then Rollins comes out with,
Maybe we don't need to fight them at all.
Yeah, why don't we just call them names?
aye, like Randy McNob.
Fucking genius.
But no, his plan is to stick the dead beastie on a pool cue and hold it out of the window to show the monsters that they aren't to be messed with. Thing is, they don't know the monsters are a family unit yet, and I can't see them taking too kindly to being shown their dead baby. And it's not, as they quickly snatch it off the stick and eat it before, and I can't believe I'm saying this, the monsters get their doggy on. And a new baby monster pops out because apparently they have a gestation period of instantly.
Hell, that gives him quite an edge.
Me at 50 then asks Beerme.
How'd you run into these things?
Then we see a flashback where she and her husband dropped off their daughter with her mum, but on their way home they hit one of the creatures which caused the crash at the beginning. So now all that's cleared up, there's only one question left. Why can no one pour a proper pint in this movie? Dr. Clock ain't looking too good either, as all that monster sick has started to make him go all manky.
I'm dying, alright? I am uppercase fucked!
I'm going to have to use that next time someone questions my sobriety. So he decides to have a wee goosey out the window to see if the monsters are still outside. And because he's clearly not messed up enough, one of them breaks through the window and pulls his eye out, before another one of the horny buggers breaks through the wall and rips off Rollins' pant, which leaves him pantless. Minus pant, as in he had pant, but now has no pant. A short while later and Dr. Clock is having himself a gammy old sleep, when Pheasant decides to prod his cheek with an eating utensil just for the fork of it. Me at 50 then suggests having a trek upstairs as he has a CB radio in his wardrobe they can use to call for help. BME volunteers Bongo for the job with Bart and a newly upgraded pink pant Rollins as backup. So they go upstairs being as quiet as a stealth mouse, and Bongo goes into the bedroom while the others lock the door behind him just in case it all goes tits up there. He finds the secret room at the back of the wardrobe and gets on the radio saying,
Hello? Is anyone out there?
No.
But you just answered!
Shit. Okay, what do you want?
Please help, we're trapped in a bar besieged by really horny monsters!
Sorry, I can't help. This is a pre-recorded message. Bye.
Well, that was a confusing waste of time. Then the monsters start breaking into the room, so Bongo tells the others to let him out. But Bart ends up breaking the key off in the bloody lock. Thankfully, Beamy turns up and manages to jimmy the door open so Bongo gets out. And then they slam the door at the last second, which, and I swear I'm not making this up, the monster's meat and 2 veg gets stuck in the door.
Monster cock stuck in the door!
Ah! Help me, Sandra! I've got me knob stuck in the door! Oh, you daft bugger! I told you to wear pants today, didn't I?
Who goes on a killing spree without pants? Honestly, you really are a spanner, Nigel.
Beamy then cuts off its tackle, which rolls down the stairs and starts flapping around like mad on the floor beneath Lieutenant Dan. That's why you gotta keep your bits in check, am I right, fellas? You hear that, Brutus? I want none of this flapping around shit from you.
Whatever you say, boss.
Yeah, damn right. Bongo sorts it out with a tactical stomp, though, leaving a very gross mess on the floor. Well, the radio plan is a bust, so they need a new plan now. Manky Dr. Clock suggests someone could sneak out of the beer delivery hatch in the basement and make it to one of the trucks outside, then back it up to the bar and everyone can hop in and book it like an automatic effort.
Oh, thanks, Ken. Not only did you steal one of my signature lines, but you censored it as well.
Just helping you cut down on the expletives, that's all.
Well, don't. I like the expletives.
Also, I really like your ghost costume, Ken. It's really good. Oh, thank you. Though I'm not actually a ghost. I'm something far more scary.
Oh yeah, what's that then?
A killer bedsheet. Ooh! Anyway, they've got a new plan and they're going to need a distraction. So they channel their inner Bert Gummer and fashion some homemade bombs out of tins of tuna and Domestos or something. And they strap them to the corpse of Misery Squared. Bart tries to give Henry a gun, but he refuses, picking up a Danny Trejo instead and saying,
This won't run out of ammo.
No, but if Dead Rising's anything to go by, it will quickly break due to low durability, which is the melee equivalent of running out of ammo. Bongo finds a bear trap on the wall to use as a weapon, and shows us his sick moves. Bear trap attack practice complete. Let's do this. So, Beamy and Rollins go down into the basement and make sure the coast is clear. But Rollins won't stop gabbing on about nout, so she says,
You need to be quiet.
I'm sorry. I talk when I get nervous.
I do this when I get nervous. Tell you, it's no wonder I get rejected from job interviews. Bongo and me at 50 drag the misery bomb upstairs next to the broken window. But oh no! She's still alive!
Help!
I'm sorry, miss, but we've turned you into a bomb. And bombs don't talk. Then she gets snatched out the window by one of the beasties, and one of the little monsters runs up and starts pouring a carton of milk into her mouth. She violently spits it out, but we all know what happens to a lactose-intolerant person when they get a mouthful of milk. That's right. They explode, which naturally sets off the bombs in a big cloud of dairy destruction. Now's their chance, so Rollins and Beamy climb out of the hatch and head for the truck, which almost immediately goes wrong as Beamy starts banging on the door wanting let back in. Meanwhile, Bongo and me at 50 have a wee scuffle over whether to tell the others that Misery Squared was alive or not. But then something bursts in the room and Bongo whips around and shoots it, only to find that he's just accidentally shot Beamy. Ah, well, I'm sure she'll be fine. It's just a little gunshot wound. Ah, well, I'm sure she'll be fine. It was only a 12-foot drop. Ah, well, I'm sure she'll be fine. She's dead, isn't she? Yeah, she is, yeah. So Bongo and me at 50 go back downstairs and everyone's like, what happened? Well, I accidentally shot her. Oh yeah, and Misery Squared was alive too. Unbelievable. But who's gonna step up and be the hero now? Oh yeah, it's freeze frame time again, baby. Then all of a sudden a monster arm bursts through the floor and right through me at 50, and he gets pulled under and munched. Bongo blocks the hole with a jukebox or something, but then they hear Roland screaming outside. Megatron goes to have a look and sees the monsters using him as a battering ram. The door is going to break any second, so they aim a ladder at the door, and when it opens they roll beer kegs down at them, which seems like a pointless waste of beer to me. Oh, except the wooden keg's got a pheasant in it, who manages to make it to the truck. Nice! Now she can pick them all up, and they can... Hang on a minute. Where's she going?
I'm taking this thing to Mexico.
Leaving everyone else thinking,
You son of a bitch.
Then the wall practically explodes and one of the beasties reveals its true form hidden under its dead animal Halloween costume. Everyone does their best to fight them off, with Lieutenant Dan even killing one with a bear trap to the head. Dr. Clock is too minging to be of any use though, so he gets his head splattered by one of them. Bart and Megatron manage to pin one of the buggers down with a board and she starts bashing its teeth out with the butt of a shotgun. But then Bart starts having a bloody heart attack because he's old and crap, before the beasties gore his throat to speed up the process. Then to finish off the fangless fiend, Megatron jams a fist in its gob and shoves her arm as far down as she can get it to choke the thing to death. It's really gross. So it fits in with the rest of the movie, I guess. So it's all over now, that's the end of the beasties, and to say the bar is a little worse for wear would be a bit of an understatement. But Megatron, Bongo and Lieutenant Dan survived, so that's all that matters. And it's daytime now, so they go outside and Megatron suggests that they go and find Beamy's daughter. But Jesus! Can someone turn down the sun, please? I can't see the end of the movie. Then, just as soon as they set off, the car stops working. Bloody typical. End of movie. And there we have it, folks. Feast is a batshit crazy, completely gross, and thoroughly entertaining monster movie. It isn't going to win any awards for originality or anything, but it does score some points for subverting expectations in clever and unexpected ways. I've got to say though, if I had to pick a movie monster I'd least like to go up against, it would be these things, and I'm not even lactose intolerant. Feast 2 and 3, a 2008 and 9 creature features directed by John Gallagher. When a small town is besieged by a legion of ravenous monsters, the residents must put aside their differences and work together in order to survive. So the movie begins where the first movie left off, with the survivors escaping and leaving the bar a little worse for wear. Sometime later and this new character rocks up on a motorbike. And you know what time it is, folks. That's right, it's time for a can of shippy. Bloody lovely. Oh, and according to the watch I'm not wearing, it's also time for a new character introduction. Then this dog trots by with a severed hand in its mouth. Hey dog, I'm looking for my sister. Can you give me a hand? No, finders keepers. Plus I don't have a posable thumb, so this'll come in handy, and... Why would she shoot the poor thing? It did nothing to her. Well, if you think that's horrible, Ken, I've got some bad news for you. We're only 2 minutes into the movie. God help us. Turns out the hand belonged to her sister, but then she gets jump scared by someone under a trailer. Oh, it's Bart Ender from the first movie, who didn't die from his heart attack neck gouge combo after all.
What do you know about this?
A severed hand? Well, it's got 5 digits and isn't connected to an arm anymore. But Misery isn't happy with that answer, so she pulls him over to her bike. Ah! Stop! This is a real drag! Then she tortures the poor old bugger until he tells her that it was Bongo's fault her sister died. And so they set off into town to find him. Then we cut to a few hours earlier, and hey, it's that Lau fella from Pirates of the Caribbean! Who is sat watching the news while his brother gets his rocks off in the next room. But then the monsters attack, so they both run away with Tripod's third leg swinging about like it's never swung before. Then we're at the police station where this fella is pacing in his cell. 'Cause even when you're locked up, you've still got to get your steps in, haven't you? The name's Bond. Anyway, the sheriff doesn't like him because he smells like piss and shame. But then the monsters attack and he manages to grab the cell keys from the dead sheriff. Elsewhere we meet the town's resident car salesman, who is on the phone but gives it a schmack on the table because it's been bad! Bad phone!
I fucking slash prices, remember that!
Then he too notices the monsters causing chaos outside, so he hops in his car to leave town, only to find his wife in the back with one of his colleagues. The next morning, our biker bitch rocks up in town with her gang. Misery Cubed and the Expendables. Weren't they going to make an all-female Expendables movie called that? Yep, but you snooze, you lose. So they park up next to this fella who is suffering from a mild case of decapitationitis. Excuse me, ladies, could one of you kindly move my body over here? I seem to have detached from it. Oh, you could just walk right past and ignore me. Fucking rude. Misery ends up finding Wanted and the others hiding in this store, but they haven't seen Bongo either. Oh, and just in case you think that story point is going to get wrapped up by the end of the trilogy...
You're wrong!
Meanwhile, outside, one of the gang sees something in the sky. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Nope, it's a terrible CGI car, which explodes and is followed by the monsters. So they shut the door, locking one of the Expendables outside who is killed by them. Then the entire back wall of the building falls down because... bleh, and they all ascend into heaven, or into the overexposed outside. One of the two. So they get chased by the monsters for a bit before getting split up again, with the Expendables heading for Bongo's house. But instead of finding Bongo, they find Henrietta Pheasant from the first movie, who, if you can remember, left everyone for dead by taking off in the truck on her own.
I'm taking this thing to Mexico.
Something which Bart Ender is rather unhappy about. And I can't really show what happens next, so I'm just going to do what I do best. Which is, I'm just going to make shit up. So Bart says, you know what? Let's just let bygones be bygones and have a nice cup of tea with a crumpet and blackcurrant jam. Oh, I prefer strawberry jam. Unfortunately, Henrietta then mistakes this window for the front door and falls out, the silly goose. Sorry, I mean the silly pheasant. The gang then meet back up with Wanted and the others, and make their way over to this building where Goatee, Tripod and their grandma are hiding. But I'm going to pretend their grandma doesn't exist because everything involving her is so disgusting I really can't show any of it. Once inside, they all agree the only safe place to wait this out is the town jail, but that bell-end vagabond won't let anyone inside. So Wanted suggests they make a key for the police station because the Lau brothers are locksmiths.
It's 100 fucking yards away. How do you suppose I'm gonna be able to see it in order to make a key?
Why do you have a telescope? What a bizarre thing to just have on you. So while Goatee has a gander at the lock, I wonder what Henrietta Pheasant is up to. What were you climbing around in the ceiling for, you daft pheasant? Anyway, she finds a phone, but it's dead. Then finds a dead man, but it's also dead, leaving her at a bit of a dead end. Back to the others, and while the brothers go to get the key, 3G decides to dissect one of the dead creatures.
We need to know the enemy. What makes this thing tick?
It isn't a damn clock, 3G! And once again, I can't show you most of the scene that follows, so here's one I made earlier. I know you're dead, Mr. Monster, but it's my birthday, and I'd feel terrible if I didn't offer you a piece of birthday cake.
Oh, thank you. Yum, 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 yum. Hang on. Is there marzipan in this cake?
No?
That was a lie, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely shouldn't watch this movie while eating. Or even at all. Back to Henrietta Pheasant, who is now struggling to get out of the shop she's in. But I mean, what kind of small-town store has unbreakable glass? And for God's sake, look at the sign, man. It's clearly just text edited in onto the wall.
Spared no expense.
To be honest, you should probably just wait there till morning, but I'm no monster evasion scientist, so what the hell do I know? 3G's dissection class is still ongoing, and they find something rather unusual inside the monster's chest. Well, would you look at that? But then the Lal fellas come back with the key they needed. But oh no, the monsters have found them and are trying to break in. So they all head up to the roof. The plan hasn't changed though, they still need to get into the police station where it's safe. And they have the key now, so they just need to get over there. But how? Back to our favourite pheasant, who is having a weird dream about kissing Dr. Clock from the first movie, which might just be the grossest thing we've seen so far. But then she wakes up to see something else I can't show you. Oh, this is ridiculous. Can you at least give us a hint? Let's just say there's a cat out there with a very sore bum.
How did it come to this?
And just when you think the movie can't sink any lower, the next morning our gang of roof rascals hear a baby crying down on the street somewhere. But 3G can't sit by idly while there's a terrified tot down there, so he swings down from the roof on a dead power line and rescues the baby from the car. But oh no, the monsters are coming! They chase them down the street, and once again I can't show you what happens, so it's make shit up time again. 3G sees a bird wearing a fedora in the sky who says, "Pass me the baby, sir, for I am a stork, and therefore have ample experience with babies." So he tosses the tiny tot into the air, the stork catches him, and they fly off to safety. But oh shit, the monsters have now realised everyone's on the roof, and one of them gives this Expendable a belly chomp. So they fight them off, and then because they're such a lovely bunch, they decide to throw the injured Expendable off the roof as a distraction so they can go and fetch Misery's motorbike. Back to Henrietta Pheasant, who is still trying to get out of this bloody shop! I mean, for Christ's sake, lass, it shouldn't be that hard! Put some effort into it! Then suddenly she gets attacked by the horrific spawn of a monster and that poor cat. And after a wee scuffle, she bashes its head in against the unbreakable window, which makes a small hole for her to chip away at. Meanwhile, the others fashion together a makeshift catapult out of the motorbike, some detritus, and most of the Expendable's clothes. So now their ludicrous plan is to catapult one of the Lal fellas over onto the roof of the police station, because that couldn't possibly go wrong.
Oh, by the way, I was being sarcastic.
By this point, Henrietta has managed to break this unbreakable window enough to climb out. So she puts her pants over it and gets out right before the monsters get her. Then instead of running for her life, she just slowly wanders down the street, because what's the rush? Back to the others, who are ready to launch Goatee over to the police station. And off he goes! Landing splat in the middle of the street, for fuck's sake! Then the monsters rush over and rip him to shreds. Wonderful. Oh no! 3G has been impaled through the head by a metal pipe! Somebody do something! No one? Okay. Meanwhile, Tripod initiates Plan B and sneaks down onto the street under a trash can. He picks up the key to the police station and makes his way there. Hey, trash can! Little help! Oh, you could just ignore me too! Christ, even the little people are rude! Unfortunately, when Tripod makes it to the door, that bugger vagabond lights a stick of dynamite and drops it outside next to him, which explodes, blowing off the trash can handle, which flies through the air and right through the neck of Henrietta Pheasant. Then the monsters break through the door onto the roof, and the last shot of the movie is Henrietta Pheasant bleeding out over the credits. which is actually a pretty cool shot, and is the only positive thing I have to say about this movie. So, will the roof rascals survive the monster onslaught? Will 3G recover from his severe headache? Will I even bother with Feast 3? Find out next time on Feast! Next time being right now.
Oh shit, here we go again.
So, Feast 3 begins with Henrietta Pheasant lying in a puddle of her own blood. And hey, she's not dead after all! Meh, easy come, easy go. Meanwhile, our gang of gimmers are fighting off the monsters on the roof. And I think it's about time we give the 2 surviving Expendables an introduction. Anyway, Misery Cubed ends the monster attack by using her motorbike as a makeshift buzzsaw, which proves wheelie effective. Oh, and somehow 3G is still up and about despite his cavernous cranium catastrophe. So they make their way downstairs because now they're simply going to walk over to the police station, making their entire plan to use the catapult more pointless than a pencil without a point. What's the bloody point in you? You're no longer fit for purpose, you pencil bastard! Then someone new rolls into town and crashes through the front door of the police station. Oh, and fella, Pyramid Head wants his bonce back. So the gang make their way into the station too and introduce themselves to Vesticles. Hey, pipe down, 3G.
The heck happened to him?
It would take so long to explain, it's honestly not worth it. Then they all quite literally beat the shit out of Vagabond for not letting them in. Well, at least they're in the station now where the jail cell can keep them safe if they get attacked. But Vesticles isn't too keen on sticking around.
You people want to wait here and die?
No, we'd rather wait here and live, to be honest, mate. So Vesticles suggests they arm up and head for Wanted's office, grab the keys to the used cars and then get the hell out of this place. Goldilocks is worried they won't make it though, so Vesticles shows her how to use a gun to defend herself.
You gonna be able to handle that, little lady?
I can handle it.
What the fuck?
You all saw it! He had a gun! Then the monsters attack, so they all hop inside the jail cell where it's safe. Thankfully, it does keep the buggers out, but then they hear a horrible screeching sound which lures the monsters away. So they continue with the plan and head for Wanted's car lot. On the way there, Goldilocks finds Tripod alive and thinks, he'll make a good rucksack. Meanwhile, Wanted abandons Vagabond and hides in this metal container, but Tit for Tat and Tat for Tit follow him in and give him a schmack for leaving the group. Turns out there's some other townsfolk in there too, but then Wanted backs up with his arse against this hole to the outside, where this monster, you can't say what happens next again, can you? Nope. So let's just say, the monster outside whips out its turns a person into a monster gun that it bought from the internet monster gun shop and shoots Wanted in the back from through the hole, who immediately starts to mutate. And a short time later, Misery Cubed opens the container to find...
That's odd. Usually the blood gets off at the second floor.
And at the back of the container she sees a Wanted monster hybrid with very... And instead of killing Misery, it just runs off. Thankfully, Tit for Tat and Tat for Tit manage to evade the slaughter by hiding above too. Then they spot Vagabond sneaking into his secret den. So they follow him down, but it isn't long before the monsters break in and kill Tat for Tit, which pisses Tit for Tat right off. So she throws Vagabond at the beastie and then sets them both on fire instantly by throwing a lit match at them. And that's why using gasoline as aftershave is a very bad idea. Anyway, Misery starts up the bus and rolls on out of there. Meanwhile, the others have made it to the office, but 3G can't remember the combination to the safe because he is missing a not insignificant amount of brain. Then they hear the bus come in, so they run outside. But Misery and Tit for Tat don't stop to let them on because they suck. Then they get some instant karma as the bus breaks down. So everyone piles in just as the monsters find them, but as they're trying to break in, they all start to recoil and run away from a high-pitched noise. And oh my god, who's this cloaked cock?
I control the monsters. I wish them to leave, and they leave.
What's wrong with him?
My first thought would be a lot.
He tells everyone they can use the sewers beneath them to make it safely out of town.
You want us to take these fucking storm drains all the way back to the big city?
Since when the hell can Tit for Tat talk? And why hasn't she said anything until now? And why hasn't this movie ended yet?
There's still over half an hour to go, I'm afraid.
Why, Ken? Why? So they all go down into the sewers and Bartender sounds like me whenever our Prime Minister opens his mouth.
Shut the fuck up, you dim-witted cunt.
They continue through the tunnels, but then hear that high-pitched sound again. Turns out it's coming from Def Leppard's hearing aid, which means he can't control the monsters, they just don't like the noise it makes. Speaking of which, they're being followed.
Oh shit, they're tracking us.
Language, please.
Why are you even asking? You speak English too! Then they come to this heavy grate, which Tit for Tat manages to squeeze through. But then she gets attacked by some knobheads who've gone half manky after being sicked on by the monsters, who proceed to stab Tit for Tat to death for far longer than necessary, before some blade-wielding, hockey helmet-wearing bellend shows up to give the baddies a slice of death pie.
Who are you?
So he agrees to help them find a way out, but suddenly... Then he and Bartender fall down this chute while Def Leppard holds the monsters back with his hearing aid. And oh dear, it looks like Saggy Nuts has followed them into the sewers too. Down in the lower levels, Tony One Arm gets attacked again and bitten on his one remaining arm. Bart deals with the monster though and says they need to cauterize the wound or he'll end up losing that arm too. So he pours some gunpowder onto it and lights a match.
Would you learn this in the Marines?
Rambo 3.
Back to the others who seem to have found out where all the half-manky folk are hanging out. And they've got some sort of underground rave going. Now, there is a fight scene here against the half-mankeys, but once again I can't show you it.
Why, how gross is this bit?
Oh, it's nothing gross. It's just the entire scene has the worst strobe lighting I have ever seen! It honestly makes the strobe lighting gunfight in Uwe Boll's Alone in the Dark movie seem like a cure for photosensitive epilepsy. So instead here's Bartender and Tony No Arms playing the most one-sided game of slaps of all time. Then they join in the fight too, with Tony like, how am I supposed to fight?
I don't have any arms. You only need legs to kick ass, baby boy.
So he gets to kicking, but doesn't do much damage because he's armless. Oh, and Misery Cubed gets sicked on by a monster, so she's on a time limit now. Then everyone takes off just as Saggy Nuts rocks up, so they all climb up this ladder to escape. But Tony No Arms can't climb because he has a phobia of ladders, so he just stays behind and gets ripped to pieces by the monsters instead. Then they come to this big shutter that they've got to shuffle under, but a monster is hot on their tail, so Def Leppard tries to hold it back with his hearing aid, but this time it runs out of battery and he gets splattered by the beastie, which is then killed by Saggy Nuts. It pulls the shutter open with ease and grabs hold of 3G because he still hates him for nailing his wife, So I do find it a bit odd that it pulls the pipe out from his head to kill him, as he's really just putting him out of his misery, isn't he? And then the massive monster is somehow overpowered by Goldilocks, who knocks it to the ground and everyone starts biting it because they haven't had anything to eat for ages. Then she finishes it off by hammering 3G's pipe through its head. Job done. And so the day is saved. Ish. They find a way out. Misery Cubed rides off on a dirt bike with a dead monster to keep her company while she rots to death. Then Bart gets naked and a giant robot squashes Goldilocks and Tripod before this random fella comes out of nowhere to sing over the end credits. End of movies. And there we have it, folks. Feast 2 and 3 are two of the most disgusting and baffling movies I've ever seen. And unfortunately, I can't say I enjoyed them very much. I think the original movie struck a good balance between gory horror and gross-out comedy, but I found Feast 2 and 3 to just be mean-spirited and gross in all the wrong ways, with humour that fell flat more than it landed for me. So I'm afraid I can't really recommend them. And that's a damn shame. So, the Feast movies, what did you think of them? Did you like them? Did you loathe them? Let me know in the comments below, and just in case you've been wondering what I've been doing on my week off, I have been very, very productive.
You've spent the whole week playing Ark Raiders, haven't you?
Yeah. See you next week, you buggers!